Okay, we're rolling. So I just had to interview this couple of people walking down the sidewalk, one on a leash. You want to say your name?
Shantry.
Joshua.
What is it?
Shantry.
Josh.
Steven? This is for YouTube. Why do you go around on a? Why do you have her on a leash?
Because if you do not put a woman on a leash, she does not know her place.
Yeah. Is that true? Would you agree with that? You better agree with that.
I think it's more of a thing to express our way of life. Bondage is a thing that a lot of people engage in nowadays. And it's not very well known. And people tend to see it as a taboo. And so by walking around like this, it brings it out to the public eye. Like, she's not against her will here. I'm not inflicting my will upon her. As her being the sub and me the dom. Dom means dominant and sub is subordinate. She has the right to say no at any point. If she wanted to be off the leash, I'd let her off the leash. Most times she asks to go on the leash. So it's just a thing where I respect that that's part of her. And so I carry on what her wishes are and have fun doing it.
You mentioned bondage. Are you into all of the BDSM? Would you consider yourself a BDSM lifestyle?
I think BDSM lifestyle is various for every different person that is involved in it. Some people, every time they're in the bedroom, they will engage in a bondage act, whereas others, it's they'll go to a party and it's non-sexual. It's just like, well, she'll be tied up and I'll flog her with that flog. Like I said, there's safety involved in this. Like, for instance, if it's too much, someone would say like red, for instance, and we would stop the scene. If it's not enough, they would say green, so go harder. Just right, yellow, stay the same.
Yep, safe words, basically.
Basically, you have the safety is the key in everything. You can't get into a situation where you're being unsafe. If the collar was too tight, I would loosen it. You don't want to be choking somebody. She might, run ahead, and I might, stop and make sure she's not going anywhere. Just as part of the act. It's definitely a thing where you have to have fun doing it, and you can't just be awkward. Like, I'm just gonna let you go. You gotta get up into it. Like, obviously, I'm not hurting her right now, but it looks like I'm controlling where she's going. Man follows head, just like any animal. If you take someone's head and you twist it this way, I'm gonna go that way. Yeah. Same principle as leading a horse around, a dog, anything like that. So we're really not that different. Any other questions?
Yeah. How do you feel about it?
I love it.
Yeah. Are you having fun?
Yeah. I've been in this lifestyle since I was 18.
Huh? How old are you now?
20.
20. And what about you?
I'm 21.
And how long have you been practicing that?
Since I've been with her.
So it's a couple of years.
It's always something that's like interested me, and it's kind of like a where you can get out of yourself for a second. You can take on another personality. Through Walmart, like she'll walk in front of somebody and be like, "I apologize, sir. This woman does not know her place sometimes, and that's why I normally keep her on leash."
How do people react to you?
You get varied responses. Like sometimes I'll say, "If you're not good, I make you sleep in the doghouse tonight." Just as a joke. It's not like I'm gonna make her sleep outside because then I have to take care of the baby.
You two have a child together?
Yes, we have a child.
How old is your child?
She's 7 weeks. But people react different ways. Some people are like
Funny.
Some people laugh. Some people are like, "That's about right. Women should be on leashes." But I mean, we're not really degrading women here. She wants to be on the leash. She enjoys it. And other people are just outright disgusted. Just because they don't realize it's an act instead of a realistic thing that I think she's lower than me and that kind of thing, if that makes sense. Like, obviously I respect her as being equal. So we engage in this act as a way of just playing around, having fun.
And how the people that react in a disgusted manner, how do they express their disgust?
Walking away quickly, dirty looks. That's mainly it. Like, people that are not very, maybe they just feel uncomfortable and they feel kind of awkward about it. They want to get away as fast as possible. It's the same thing if like we're doing something where we feel uncomfortable, we want to get away from that thing. Because as humans, we don't like to be uncomfortable. It's something that's not a part of who we are. We want to be in a comfortable mode anytime we are, something that's routine, something that we know. And that's why I said like it's kind of taboo to walk around the streets of Salt Lake with a leash on. People don't see it very often. Or there were several people inside Gay Pride today that were dressed up in fursuits. We call them furries. I'm sure there's 1,000 other names. I think that's a very cool thing. They were very entertaining. The kids loved them, but it's something that you see walking around, and most people are gonna be like, "What the is going on here?" Like it's not the norm. And social norms are something that we live by most of the time. We don't even know we do. You see a kid eating dirt, you're gonna tell them to stop eating the dirt. Well, dirt has lots of vitamins and minerals in them that are not bad for you. They're not gonna get sick over that, but socially, it goes against the norms that we've been inculcated into all our lives. For example. So if something goes against our norms, it can even make us feel sick to our stomachs, cause a physiological response. That's what a taboo is. It's not necessarily that it's dirty, it's that it violates our social norms.
Now, you're very open about your lifestyle. Do your parents know?
Parents know. My parents are pretty much okay with everything I do. They are very supportive of anything I choose to do. They might not understand it. Like, I was in Target one day with my mother, and I was like, I don't really like to shop at Targets because they donate so much money to anti-gay rights every year, and that's not okay with me. We had a conversation, and she was like, well, I don't necessarily want to engage in the lifestyle myself, but I think people should have the right to do what they want, no matter who they are and how they are or whatever. So my parents are very supportive of anything.
And how do your parents? How do your parents feel about it, since they know?
My mom really doesn't care. She just doesn't want to know. My dad.
Kind of like don't ask, don't tell with your mom?
Yeah, both.
And your dad?
Her dad's special.
Yeah, my dad's special.
We'll leave it at that.
Fair enough. Is there anything else you'd want to add?
There are no more questions. I talk based off questions most of the time, so if you have another question, I'll answer it.
How many days a week would you say you go out in public like that?
Not very often. Special events like this. It's something, like I said, you want to make everybody feel comfortable in what they're doing. You don't want to allow somebody, just because you want to engage in this, you don't want to make somebody else uncomfortable. So you kind of have to respect people's boundaries. And obviously this is a situation where boundaries are still there, but there's lessened. It's a group of people that are more accepting of any type of behavior, pretty much. If that makes sense.
We do this at the parties we go to.
There are still situations where it's, people are accepting of it, but you're not going to do it because it will make certain people feel uncomfortable. And in all honesty, embarrassment, that kind of thing is a form of emotional abuse. You're doing it to somebody on purpose as a punishment or whatever, it is a form of emotional abuse. And so if something's not okay with something, you can't do it. You have to respect everybody's rights, not just your own. But at the same time, not let somebody else's problem with something take over your right. Because in the end, what we have to follow is our will, what our will is. Do what thou wilt should be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love and our will. It's the law of the Lema. And that doesn't mean do whatever the hell you want to do. It means find what you're here to do and do it. Do what you're going to do. But don't affect other people's rights to their will.
Now, that was Crowley you were quoting, is that correct?
Yes.
Yep.
That would be correct.
Thank you very much for the interview.
No problem.